Welcome to the Top 5 podcast. We're kicking it off right now with no roll call because we stopped doing that since we got that sweet ass song.
Yeah.
But we do have with us today Flash Gordon.
You are too kind.
That is Jerome S Monroe. Why is your logo Flash Gordon?
That's a great question. I have had it like this maybe for as long as I can remember. I don't even know why I was like, yeah, I think I might have watched Flash Gordon, was like really into it for like 2 weeks, and then never changed my thing.
I don't even honestly know what Flash Gordon is.
You don't know Flash Gordon? Oh Lord.
I mean, I know the name. I just don't know what it is.
It's a superhero.
Yeah. For starters, he's the best quarterback the New York Jets have ever had. Let's start there.
Is it just a variation of the Flash?
No, so Flash Gordon, it was like a comic book that came out, I don't know when, but they made a movie in the 80s about it. And I don't remember anyone who's in it, but for the soundtrack, they had Queen do the soundtrack. And I'm a huge Queen fan, so it's like that's probably where it came from.
Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth.
One of the queens of all time.
One of the queens of all
Flash
time.
Gordon was played by Sam J. Jones.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Is Flash Gordon like? I'm thinking of Buck Rogers, where it's like
yeah.
So is Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers similar?
I don't believe so. No. Hold on.
That doesn't really matter. So welcome, Jerome. Thanks for joining us.
Nothing matters.
Anyone can see. I want to do a little table setting.
Hey, speaking of Queen.
Jerome, why don't you tell us about your job and why you're always in a new place?
Oh yeah. So for those who don't know, I am literally in a new state every week of the year. I wake up at 3 in the morning on Mondays to catch 5 a.m. flights, and it's a different. I've hit 41 states so far since I started this job, and you're probably thinking it's the most interesting job. No, it's like a good 75% of what I do is counting lights. That is not a joke. I go to a different state every week to count lights.
I feel like that's a really shitty indie song from like 2000.
How does a man like you fall asleep at night if he's having trouble?
You see, that's the neat thing. You don't.
Oh. You can't count anything. That's your job. And if you were to get used to falling asleep by counting, you would fall asleep on the job.
Yeah, actually, by that point, I just kind of keep counting all the lights in my hotel room in a circle and just kind of, forget that I counted them already.
So
it's like counting sheep.
Do you accidentally Rain Man the lights every time you walk into a room?
Oh my god, you have no idea. Every time I walk into any room, I'm Rain Manning the entire time. I could tell you every detail about those frickin' lights. It is... I need help.
What lights are you counting specifically?
Yeah, so basically, I pretty much whenever I go to like a site, I'm counting all of the lights. So it's like usually if it's like a main fixture, usually be like an industrial strip. So maybe it's a troffer, which is like a 2x4 shape or something like that. And I'm gathering like all the information. I'm like, is it like fluorescent? Is it LED? How's it wired? How's it mounted? Yeah, just all the information I can. And a lot of work my company does is energy efficiency related, and most of that is, at least in my experience, has been through lighting, upgrading from like fluorescent to LED. So that's why I'm counting. It's more than just counting lights, but it's again that's the general. If I'm going to explain to someone in like 5 seconds, like it is the easiest way to explain what I do is just I count lights, and not be lying.
There's a historical post that says if you can describe your job in 3 words, that's a real job. And if it takes more than 3 words to describe, then it's not a real job. So okay. I count lights. There you go. Real job.
Yeah. It works.
I develop processes.
Okay.
I do Excel.
Excel at what?
No. I do Excel. Like Microsoft. See, I still got 2 words there, or 3 words.
More than 3.
No, I had 3. I do Excel.
Counting's difficult, unfortunately.
But excel at what?
Boy.
Counting is difficult.
Comedy hour in here. Dayman, how are you?
It always is.
Alive. We're here.
I say you're quiet.
Are you sick too, Damon?
No, but I am waiting for that shit to fucking happen since we said that earlier today.
For those uninformed,
Keeping score.
Yeah, well, I guess it's 2/5 of the top 5 are currently sick.
3/5.
Is Griff still sick? I didn't realize.
I think Griff is still sick.
I know he's recovering. 3/5 of the top 5 are currently sick. I got the flu on Saturday, which is the 4th. Chalk,
Are you waiting for me?
ones?
Oh, I have COVID. I have the Rona. So let me run down my December for you. December 5th-ish, my wife looks at my daughter and she goes, "Your eye looks funny." And my daughter goes, "Your eye looks funny," because she's hilarious.
Yeah.
And my wife goes, "No, let me look." And she goes, "I think that's pink eye." And so we took a picture and we sent it to the doctor, and sure enough, my daughter has pink eye. And let me tell you, giving eye drops to a 5-year-old sucks. And then around December 7th, my son was rubbing his eye and we're like, "He looks like he has pink eye." So we sent the picture to the doctor. And they're like, "Yeah, probably, because his sister has it." And so that was even more fun. You actually have to lay on him and hold his face, and he screams at you, and he really does not like it.
This is why I don't like my toenails being clipped.
We're gonna have to delve into that one a little bit. So then
Continue your story.
December 15th, my wife starts going, "I feel really crappy," and then she starts sneezing and coughing. And then she basically has like a cold in perpetuity, honestly. And around December 23rd, I get the cold. So Christmas was her and I. She was getting over it, and I was having the cold. The kids were feeling fine. Their pink eye was gone. Then around December 31st, it was New Year's. I had to go New Year's Day. I got pink eye. And today is the 7th. My wife has been like getting sick again. She's like, "I feel like I'm getting it again." I was like, "You sound terrible." And she was sleeping a lot. And she finally went to the urgent care this morning, and they tested her for COVID, and she got COVID. So then we tested me for COVID, and that line came up right away. It did not wait.
Fucking
And then
immediately entered the room.
Oh yeah, it was like I was like, "Oh shit, did I mess up the test or something?" And they're like, "No, you just really COVID." And then my son's test was like very faint, but it was there. The sitter doesn't have it. She's like, "Well, I got vaccinated." I'm like, "Well, good for you for having time, progressive assholes." And then my daughter, who has existing respiratory issues, she doesn't have it, and she didn't get it last time we got COVID. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm actually really pissed at myself for not getting the COVID vaccine, because I feel like maybe I wouldn't have gotten it this time. But I don't know. Yeah, basically. So that's where I'm at. And I'm at this really huge part in work right now where this thing that I've been trying to do, go banana. This thing I've been trying to do for like 18 months is due basically like February 15th. And it's finally to the point where we have a small enough window that I get to say, "Hey, all you people that haven't been doing your job, now you fucking have to do your job." And I've got like lists of things and check boxes and like email chains. And I'm like, I'm going to be in MIA for this like entire week of development, which is huge. And so I had to get my partner on and like catch him up on this whole fucking list. And so it's just been like, I was going 60 miles an hour at work. And then finally it was like 3:00 and I'm like, I can't really do anything anymore, guys. I'm kind of tired. And hell, even telling this story, I'm just like kind of not winded, but like kind of exhausted from telling the story this long. So I'm going to stop.
What's pink eye like? What's pink eye?
Yeah, what
Never had it.
I mean,
your
I know
eye is pink.
but
It kind of feels like there's a little something in it, and it gets real gunky pretty easily.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's not fun. I don't get it really bad. Like it can be really painful. I'm lucky, and it's not really painful for me usually.
Yeah, I've never had it, so
I haven't either.
Yeah, same.
Would you like
family members?
I would not like to have it. No.
Yeah, I don't want to try it out. Never
No.
heard anything
Isn't
good
it
about
nice
it.
to be
Yeah,
Leo?
I'm just checking. I'm just checking. You never know.
Right.
There's some freaks
I
out
was
there.
I was telling a woman I was working with that we had pink eye, and it took her 5 minutes to say, because she couldn't think of the best word to say. She couldn't think of fecal, but it took her 5 minutes to say, "You get that by rubbing poop in your eye." I'm like, I think that's how it can start, but I think it also can start by other people around you having pink eye. So
Yeah, it's
That implies
contagious, I
that
believe.
someone else rubbed poop in their eye.
yeah,
He
so
did
I have someone else's
mention-
poop in my eye.
He did
It's
mention
There,
having
there are
children.
freaks out there. There are freaks.
It's
out
a whole level of
Yeah,
We don't kink shame here. All right. That's
No.
I heard the kitty. So Jerome,
is
fine.
which one?
Oh yeah,
And
she's
how
here.
many of the 41 states do you go traveling out for those freaks? Like, do you get like a night off that you get to go to the clubs or something? Or
No, so
Friday.
what's cool is like so long I do my work during the day, like if there's any like actual free time, like all my stuff's submitted and all QC runner, like it's just whatever's whatever. So there'll be nights where I'm like, I'm in a fun part of so and so city. What's the worst that could happen? It doesn't happen too often, just because sometimes it's super tired by the end of the day. Like I'm literally on my feet all day, walking, neck is sore from like looking really intensely. But. Yeah, I mean, there have been a couple of nights where I've like had like a really nice meal or something like that. There have been a couple days, maybe, a little intentionally where I had plenty of time in Vegas and definitely lost a lot of money, but
pull out the apps and start
corporate
swiping,
car is
maybe.
for.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Nice,
House always wins, unfortunately.
Yeah.
even on the apps.
Oh no, actually, I missed. I'm sorry. I don't do the apps. I only do cash in Vegas. That's the only thing I do for gambling, really.
Oh,
I think he was referring to the dating apps.
I
Oh,
was.
okay, gotcha.
The
I'm
hookup
sorry.
apps.
Maybe
Yeah,
not even dating,
unlike
right?
unlike you, my head is not in the gutter. We'll talk. We'll talk later. It'll be a good talk. Don't worry. But no.
My head is firmly in the congestion right now. So
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Just yeah. Like on one hand, there's like a stuffed joke, and then you're just like stuffed congestion wise. I see what you're getting
yeah.
Levels to this, unfortunately. There's
at,
levels.
man. Top 5 podcast is just mental tiramisu.
Well, that's
Like
the
that.
name of the
Quote.
episode right there.
Yep, that's a quote.
So Jerome,
I'm a big
tell us
fan
about your
of
MLR experience.
Yeah, MLR experience. I like how did I get into it? Just
Whatever
where I'm
you
at
want
with
to.
the
Honestly,
product.
tell us the story of Jerome. Why
No,
is
yeah.
Jerome?
Why is Jerome? Okay. Well, I mean, it all really started back in 2020, if you can believe it. Back in the days where nothing existed, and I had plenty of time on my hands. I was working a job at a grocery store in the meat department. I'm on Reddit as it is already. Like doing like something like r/NFL and they just like the sports stuff because that's what's active that's available. And there's this ad on r/NFL about fake college football. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try this out. I went 6-6 my first season. That was kind of the start of like a beautiful little adventure. And about, what was it, like 3 years ago, there was like various ads for like different fake sports. Like, oh, fake baseball, that sounds interesting. I'll try that. So I ended up doing a fake college baseball, fun experience. Go UCLA Bruins. Got drafted second round by Hall of Fame GM Volpzilla. Been with the Seattle Mariners ever since. Been a crazy, fun little ride.
Oh, so you've been on the Mariners like for the entirety of your career. What season was that you came in?
That would have been season 8, so that 3 seasons so far. All of them as a pitcher. I'm a sicko. I really enjoy pitching quite a
I'm
bit.
about to say psychopath. Jesus.
You are fucked in the head.
Yeah. In my defense, I think a lot of my experience in fake college football got me more mentally prepared for just not that I can't rely on my teammates to score runs, but being aware like this is all on me. Like I'm very used to feeling that way, and I'm just very mentally, you know, I don't want to say mentally tough because now I sound like a big strong man, but I can take like racking up 6 runs in an inning, but it's really pitching. I mean, you guys all know, maybe not everyone, but like pitching is not for everyone. Yeah, you have to have like a certain mentality to just
It is
kind of
not.
cope with it for a while. That and like I also find myself like I'm a big rhythm pitching guy, and that's just very much how it is in like fake college football. So that's just my bread and butter.
I think pitching is for no one, and you guys just fake it the entire time and act like you're having fun when really you're not. That's what I think is happening.
Or you can just say you're not having fun doing it.
Yeah. I am toying with the idea of becoming a pitcher, Jerome.
Okay.
Ooh.
But I have general anxiety.
Okay.
So thoughts and suggestions.
Don't.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Yeah. Or I mean, do, because then, I'll just have another pitcher to beat when I'm playing you.
Wow.
Ooh.
Thanks, buddy.
Ooh.
Oh, no, look, I love talking shit. I love talking shit. Like, yeah, no, don't take it too personally. But,
Oh no,
I'm,
I love the excitement.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
So
say general anxiety, right? It's like for me the biggest thing about like how long you can handle pitching is like I think like you can hit some of those like high highs, right? Where like you do like a complete game, no hits, or like you're letting up like 3 or 4 hits but no runs or something like that. Like everyone loves those highs, but it's more for me it's more like how well can you handle those lows? And like how do you kind of mentally prepare around that? Because I truly think like every pitcher is owed at least one run, right? It just even as it was a nice mental trick for me. Just you're going to let up a run, just accept it. It's going to happen. Someone will randomly guess, not even look at scouting reports.
yes,
It's going to happen. Just kind of accept your mortality in that sense, and
I
then
just
it gets easier from there.
I just pasted in your stat line. It looks like you had 6 starts, and you gave up 9 runs. That's actually pretty good. I would take
Oh
that.
no, that's not 6
Says-
starts. That's
says 0
11
starts,
games,
yeah.
0 starts. I'm exclusively a closing pitcher at the moment, which is even
Oh.
more freaky.
I'm gonna say that
Got it.
says 0 starts.
There's
Yeah, I was in
0 starts.
11 games this season.
Oh, I'm sorry, Leo. You're correct. It does say 0 starts. 11 games. I just looked at the win-loss record. COVID, man. I have COVID.
No, you're
I
good.
literally scouted in one of our public channels in the chat.
Literally
in the
posted a scouting
That's
screenshot.
fucking hilarious.
public
With the
channel.
screenshot, not even
With
just
the
like I think
screenshot.
it's 420,
With the
but like the
screenshot.
screenshot is fucking
Basically,
hilarious.
yeah. And then like gave a bunch of other thoughts about like why I think this and that. And then I left.
Also, fuck
and,
the other team.
Zand is like, Chalk, you should delete that. And then Matt, hi, my name is in there, and he's like, oh, that looks real. You should probably delete that. And then somebody else is in there, and they're like, oh shit. And then I don't even know what happened, and they're like, oh god, I just said my name. You have to delete that, please.
You
And then they're like,
fucking-
Chalk's gone. I have COVID. I'm telling a story about how my brain doesn't work. Don't get mad at me. Make a Craig blip thing.
I got it.
Thanks, buddy. And so then I come back and I felt so terrible. I still feel bad.
I think we're fine.
I think we're fine. Yeah.
No.
It
But
was
yeah,
funny though.
very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you
Let me
like being a
rephrase. It was
closer?
funny to everyone but Chalk.
It was not funny to me.
Gotcha. I heard a question, I think, from Stupido, was it?
Chalk asked you a question.
Oh, Joe, I'm sorry.
I don't remember what I said. What did I ask, Stupido?
Do you enjoy closing? I think
Do you enjoy closing? That sounds like me.
it sounds like you.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm still matching up voices with names a little bit, so.
Long
Pardon
time
me.
listener, eh?
I'm the
Oh,
sexy
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, very long time listener. I mean, I get you guys' stuff on all of Spotify, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Almost.
No, I closing is interesting. I think it's a different beast than starting, in my own opinion. Because for me, like starting, like everyone's on a blank slate. It's very much. I remember when I was starting games initially, it was very much like, don't let up a single run, right? If we can't have fun, neither can the opposing team. Whereas with closing, it's like wherever the state of the game is, you're just a little bit more out of control, right? So it's very like wherever we are, and my job is just to keep us at least in it to the best of my abilities, right? So I think it's like two different mindsets. In closing, like I think it works really well for me.
Oh my god.
Bless you.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I didn't have time to mute. You want to take that out too? You want to have Dayman mute that? We'll just say I sneezed in the name.
Yeah, we could probably do that because we can mute individual people.
Yeah.
Jesus
Chalk
Christ.
sneezed.
Oh,
And look,
yeah,
now we're talking
yeah.
about it. So
Believe we're doing you all a favor. Believe us.
right.
Is it definitely
We'll
topped
put
out the
that in the
microphone with that
bloopers.
one.
Ugh.
20.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun. Oh, we should have done that. All the things we cut out that aren't just
Oh
like
man.
us doxing ourselves, and then
Yeah.
call it a
Yeah,
blooper
by the
reel.
way, my mother's maiden name is, my address is.
My
Yeah.
second grade teacher,
Yeah.
the place I met my spouse,
My middle name.
yeah, my
All
middle
the
name.
non-doxing stuff that we cut out is usually us making a really inappropriate joke. That doesn't. It's usually me making a really inappropriate joke, or it's us talking shit about somebody that we shouldn't really say on like the
Mhm.
air because it's inappropriate.
I was gonna say it'd be a really short blooper reel now that I'm thinking about it, but
I don't know. Damien's
can-
probably got a master cut somewhere. He's got.
Yeah.
Oh, he
If
definitely
we
does.
can make it really
Yeah,
long,
from
Glenn, if you
Blackmail.
guys would like.
We could.
I don't know that we
Do
need
you
to
want
give
to? Do
Damien
you like
that
talking
nightmare.
shit? Do you want to start saying you got some grievances to air? That'd be
Oh,
a
no.
great podcast.
Festivus is over.
That would be.
What if we did
You
a Festivus episode where people could come in and air their grievances
That's kind of fun.
without their name? They could do it. I mean, we would know, obviously. But
Oh yeah. That would be
they
fun.
didn't didn't announce their name.
Yeah. No, as much as I enjoy talking shit, it's more just like a talk shit in the game moment. I don't really like hate anyone. It's just, talking shit's a fun thing, getting with that mental edge,
Yeah.
goof around a little
I-
bit.
I also enjoy that aspect, and it's always hard, especially when you're in new communities, because you don't know like who's in it with you and who's just like not. So
Oh yeah. And then even
Yeah.
like communicating over like digital mediums is like, well, what is the intention here? Or like if you're not super obvious that it's a joke, or someone could take it the wrong way,
yeah, and as you did whenever I was like, oh, thanks, buddy, when you talked to your little bit of smack there, you were immediately like, oh, I was just joking, which is the kind of person you are, which is great.
Yeah.
But like you never know if someone's gonna be like that, and you're always it's always a little bit of a risk. Damien
Oh,
just
for sure.
straight into the wall there. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As is tradition.
So I've only been on 2 teams, and I don't believe on either of them we had a set closer role. Is that rare for you all to have that, or is that normal? And I just haven't seen it on my teams.
No, that's tough for me to answer. Other than being on the Mariners, I couldn't tell you. When I was first drafted, we initially had a 4-man rotation, just a nothing crazy. Like everyone does a start, and then depending on how long they last, we kind of shuffle in and out based on that kind of rotation. We didn't really start doing closers until season 9, and that was just more like a let's try this out, because I think Wolf noticed that like in my first 3 innings or something, I was having amazing stats, but then once it got to like inning 4, it was like very 50-50 at times, and closing just happened to work for me. And we've kind of been working with that since. I don't know how other teams do it. I do know, I think it was last season, there was a GM who just pitched every inning.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I don't know how well that worked for him. Like, and even as a pitcher, like that is some freaky shit right there. Like submitting yourself to what is it? Whatever 6 times 16 is, and then whatever bonus innings you want to pitch all of that.
It wasn't every inning, but it was like almost every inning. Like she pitched. I mean, the stats weren't terrible either. I can go 5.
Yeah.
At
They
some
really
point.
weren't that as like what you would
Yeah.
assume they would be.
How do you do historical
But
No,
stats?
still,
yeah.
it's like sanity fucking check.
Oh
There's
my
the
god, yeah.
website, Leo, but I never remember how to find it.
It's
Pullgang.
Pullgang something. Hold on.
Yeah, I start
Yeah,
typing
PULL,
Pullgang.
not POLE. That's a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
pullgang.github.io.
That's my personal website.
Yeah. Did you guys know that the stripper pole spun and not the stripper around the pole?
I will
What?
say I did not know that until
Like,
more
someone had to point it out
recently.
to
It
you.
wasn't like last week, but it's been very recently that I realized that.
Yeah.
It's just the small things you learn. Like I remember my mind being blown when I discovered that the knob on a toaster was not to like change the temperature of the toaster, but it was just like it changed how long the toast was in the toaster.
It's just minutes.
The timer,
Yeah. And that blew
Yeah.
my mind because I always ate toast right by the bathtub, and it was just like, dang.
What?
Yeah, you're not just eating toast in the bathroom.
No,
Not
no.
by the
I-
bathtub.
look,
Look,
here's the thing. I'm cooking it, so like the bacteria, it goes away, right? Like
Yeah.
it makes sense logically, right?
I
Yeah.
literally grew up with the local electric company having a cartoon commercial of this guy with the electric toaster in the bathtub. So now
That's
my
fucking
brain is going to
hilarious.
that. They're like,
I'm
no,
sorry.
stop.
Can you lay that on me one more time?
Yes, there was the local electric company, or the one that did our area, did little
Okay.
PSA commercials. The main character in them was actually some alien. I don't remember his name. I'll find the video because I found them before. Okay. And in it, it's like a whole bunch of kids and then this alien. And the kids are like in another room. They're like, what's that noise? And they go in, and it's the alien in a full bathtub with like the hair dryer, a toaster on the side of the bathtub, plugged in, obviously. And they're
Not
like,
ideal.
no, it's teaching you don't put electronics in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Okay. How's the alien supposed to know, man? They're not familiar with our electric.
I mean, I think that was part of the thing, was they were teaching the alien, which was then teaching the kids.
Gotcha.
ET was probably big at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I am of that age.
A man of certain age.
A man of a new age since the last time we recorded.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to say happy birthday to you. No, I didn't. Maybe I did.
Year older.
67 now?
Continues. Oh, wow.
Close.
I hate when my students say some BS like that.
Just shit like, they're like,
Yeah.
what are you,
Or the
fucking
other way, I hate
82?
that
And you're
too.
like, I'm most obviously
No.
fucking like in my 20s, bro.
Yeah.
No, that's the worst part is they try and guess genuinely, and then their genuine guess is like, you're like mid-30s, right? I'm like,
Oh my
no.
You're like,
Yeah.
what are you saying?
Jeez.
I'm like, I graduated high school in 2019. And they're like, okay. And then they start doing the math from there. But like, before I give them some, some breadcrumbs, they're like, you're what, like 36?
Yep.
I'm like, no. Every time they say an outlandish guess, I'm like, I should throw you out of my class.
You should just
Get
say
out.
yes.
My other coworker does that. Whenever somebody asks personal details or personal questions, she just lies and gives them a different answer each time.
Nice.
Good.
That's fun.
That's a good one.
I had a job as a call center, like answering phones at a call center.
Yeah.
And the trainer lady it's like, it was a pretty intensive training, like 2 or 3 weeks before you get on the phones. And the trainer was probably in her, like, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s. And she was this like short, really round woman, like high energy sort of person. And she was talking about, I don't know, going out in like the late 80s when she would have been in high school. And I was born in 83. And she looks at me and she's like, yeah, like, when we used to go out. And I'm like,
oh,
I'm sorry. She's like, yeah, aren't you like 35 or 40? I'm like, I'm 23.
Ooh.
And she goes, maybe I was 25 at the time. And she goes, oh, sorry. I was like, that's okay. So I started combing my hair a little better after that. Yeah. All right. So next question for Jerome. What's your favorite place that you visited with work? I guess Vegas, honestly, now that I think about it.
No, I'm honestly like, I'm not much of a Vegas guy, but I enjoy when I go there. So it's like, that's like top half for sure. But I mean, there have been some places where I've just either I really enjoyed and I like thought I would enjoy going into it. Like I love like just being in like the Pacific Northwest, like Oregon, like I could drive there any day of the week. It is beautiful out there. It is, I cannot say enough about it. I've had some good luck in Oklahoma City, which I wasn't expecting. They just have a lot of good food there. I can't say the same for the rest of Oklahoma. I just haven't really been around. Yeah, there's this place I go to every time I stop there, and they have like grilled alligator of all things.
Ooh.
Wow.
I have had some grilled alligator.
I couldn't. I actually haven't gone. I just remember this place because they have it on the menu. I always get the. They have like this Cajun andouille sausage shrimp like pasta bowl. I always get,
Jesus.
and they have like a
My
huge
goodness.
wall of like whiskeys and bourbons, and I'm in for
there
a
it
treat
is.
every time I go there. You know, last time I was there, I got like a huge thing of mussels, and I got that pasta and some whiskey. Watched a little basketball. I was having myself a night.
A huge thing of muscles. What was his name?
Or
Trying to think
her.
of a name. You caught me off guard there. That doesn't happen often.
Or her. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or her.
I mean, I'm.
Funnily enough,
Yeah,
though,
no kink
mussels
shame.
also caught me off guard.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
it's
No.
easier to ask it this way. What states have you not been to?
So let me pull out the spreadsheet really quickly.
Because I think you
Oh,
said there's
God.
41
Wait a minute.
you have been
You
to.
have a spreadsheet that you track?
Okay, so part of this is like I'm curious like how much it would cost me to travel this much. So it's like all my expenses, my per diem, every state I'm there, how many days exactly, like how I'd count it. I have a spreadsheet tracking all of this.
Is it in
I
the
love
seven
spreadsheets. I'm
days
not
yet?
great at spreadsheets, but like it's
Oh
I
my God.
it's sorry to get shot and bothered, man. But you're in.
Is-
You're,
No.
so
I'm-
fun. I'm not
Discord is doing the
Oh,
really
there we go. There we go.
Discord's doing the thing where it like kicks everybody from the channel in different
okay.
times. So
Oh.
There we go.
Does
I'm
that
back.
screw up the recording, or is it okay?
I'm back too. I'm
it'll
back.
be okay.
Yeah.
A little
Craig
bit
is still
a little
here.
bit of splicing.
Did we lose our fucking putt party game? Because I literally had won every goddamn set, and I was like negative like 30.
Oh.
I guess we gotta play again.
Oh man. Anyway, you started cutting
Yeah.
out like basically
I-
when you said hot and bothered via spreadsheet.
Yep.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't like that very much.
And I said I was in love.
Good. Anyway, yeah, I got a spreadsheet tracking. There are like 3 states I've been to just for like vacationy stuff outside work, so it's like 41 lifetime, right? Of the ones I haven't been to, I have not been to Alaska, Connecticut, Idaho, Montana,
That's
New
fucked up.
Mexico, North Dakota, Vermont, West Virginia, and Wyoming.
Those
you hit-
are
You hit
The
South
states I
Dakota,
haven't
but
been to.
not North Dakota.
Correct. Yeah, when I was in the 7th grade, I think it was, I had like a week-long hunting trip in like Mobridge
Wow.
in
What
South
did you
Dakota.
hunt?
Pheasant.
Did you get any?
It was like the worst year for pheasant in like decades. So of these 6 guys that went to shoot pheasants for an entire week, we got I think 8 birds.
Do you do a lot of hunting?
It's been a couple years. When I was a lot younger, like I was super interested into it, but I just got super busy with like, I did a lot of theater in high school, a lot of like, music stuff, and then going to college, moved states, which made it a little bit tougher, but I'd like to at some point again. It's
The natural synergy of hobbies that is theater and hunting.
oh
Mhm.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah.
there's literally 7 of you who have ever had those same hobbies at the same time.
Look, if you're saying 7, I'm betting the under if I'm being completely
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, okay,
it's
good.
fucking
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Same,
As
honestly.
someone who knows theater kids a little too much.
All right, let's talk theater. Because I actually don't know this.
Oh,
How many of the top 5 were theater kids?
me.
I was not, but only because we did not have a theater program at the school, I'll say.
So you were like in spirit.
I would have been, yes. Yeah, definitely. I was a marching band kid.
Close enough. Close enough.
Cool. Dayman, Leo?
Not me.
Not me, no.
Dayman was like a low-key jock.
No.
Did you play like
He
lacrosse
was,
and shit?
he was like the stoner.
Yeah, I did, but
I dabbled.
Yeah.
not for all of high school.
What plays were you in?
Wait a minute, Chalk? Were you?
Oh yeah,
So
sorry.
I
I was a theater kid, yeah, for 2 years
gotcha.
of high
Okay.
school.
Cool. Yeah, so let me think. In high school, across 4 years, I think I did like 17 shows or something like that. And let me think about that for a moment.
You don't have a
Because
spreadsheet with those?
the issue with my experience in theater was not so much like, the shows I didn't really like or there was just nothing for me to get into.
No.
My issue was that every time I was in a show, I was either playing a character that either like got hurt or died, or like during the show, I actually got hurt in very funny ways at times. So, like for example, when I was my sophomore year, my high school did The Little Mermaid, and during one of the scenes, during one of our like live shows, I broke one of my teeth,
Jesus.
and no one noticed. That's the crazy thing.
That's nuts.
How did you do that?
Yeah, how do you break your teeth?
Okay.
You like fall into Ariel or something, or
No, it's even so. This is one of the funniest stories I like to tell because I'm always like, whenever I go back to my alma mater, it's like, hey, I'm back, just looking for my tooth.
Ah.
Thank you. Um, yeah, for The Little Mermaid, what was really we had like a lot of really talented guys, including myself. So it's like I'd be good at like getting smaller like bit parts, but for this, ended up being Chef Louis, right? Just this fat French chef. I had the fake mustache, I had a fat suit going on. It was a fun time. And it was like a Thursday night show, and like we're not having a great run for what it's worth, like outside of me like breaking my teeth eventually, but it was just a rough show. And during one of these scenes, it's this scene where like Ariel and Eric are like sitting down for dinner, and Grimsby is ringing the bell to like bring me in, and I have this song about like killing fish and crustaceans that I'm kind of like singing in this horrible French accent. And I end up like having to chase Sebastian kind of like around the table and like try to catch him, right? And at one point, I go around the table and I'm supposed to look under the table. By that I mean I put my head down. And during this one show, like I put my head just a little too far forward, where it ended up making direct contact with the wooden bell handle that Grimsby had set down earlier that scene. Something I'd never had an issue with before. Naturally, it breaks my entire front tooth in half. Just naturally, of course it happens. And I remember it making contact, and like I remember feeling something in my mouth. And I look up and like I haven't really like there's a little bit of shock going on. And I remember like three words that kind of pop into my mind as this is happening. And immediately after it happens, I kind of look out to the crowd and I think shit. And then maybe a second later, at least it feels like a second, I just think, fuck it. So I go on the rest of the scene, and no one knows I've broken this tooth of mine. And at one point, I'm going around this table to like kind of do like this weird crab dance thing with the Sebastian. And at one point, just I couldn't help myself, a bit of a shyster. I end up like flashing a smile. I'm like big, like showing most of the pearly whites. And his face just goes white as a sheet. And we have to do like the rest of this 5 minute like chase scene. And he's the only one that hasn't
He's
noticed
actually
by this
running.
point. Oh, he's running. He's freaking out on my behalf, and I'm just giggling like a little schoolgirl. Like I'm losing my mind. I'm just in shock by this point. So we finish the scene. We go off
it's
stage
shock.
left, and like I'm giggling. Like I'm just like I can't believe I just freaking did that. And Sebastian just comes up to me, just puts his hands like grabs my cheeks, says, "Jerome, are you okay?" And I kept laughing. And as it so happens, like around the grapevine, it went from like, oh, Jerome broke his tooth, became, Jerome broke his entire face and it's bloodied and mangled. It sucked, but it's a fun little memory. Unfortunately, though, what was really interesting about it was, next day I had to go to the dentist just like get some look, just say like, what's the issue? When can we fix it? That sort of stuff. And then we hear the words that no parent ever wants to hear. Huh. Never seen that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it turns out, like I had broken my tooth, but the nerve did not burst. So I have literally in my front tooth, my nerve in my tooth herniated. It was just kind of like a mushroom, like popping out of this half of a tooth. And
Well,
like
the
for
pain's about to
3
come
days,
your way.
oh my God, I couldn't eat solid food for 3 days. I had to rework all of like my breathing. Like it was tough. Like it's an exposed nerve, so any touch, like I'm in immense pain, right? And I couldn't get work on it done for like 3 days because like anesthetic or something, like it numbs my mouth. I can't really move my mouth, like that's a bit of an
Yeah.
issue. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was the start of a wonderful adventure with theater.
So
Only thing.
what was your favorite role?
Okay, favorite role. There are a couple that come to mind, but the one I always go back to is a senior year of high school. I ended up getting the lead in the musical, which was Big Fish. I ended up being Edward Bloom, if
Okay,
you know the
I've seen the
show.
movie.
Seen the movie.
Yeah, so you're aware of like the beats and the like all of it about how the story goes, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that was Edward Bloom. For those who don't know, Big Fish is kind of the story about like this tension between father and son, and a lot of it's kind of like a storybook flashback kind of thing for the dad as his son tries to understand all the stories his dad told him while the son's getting ready to have a kid. In the meantime, the dad's dying of cancer, so I got to die of cancer, which well,
Is
I
the
almost said that. I almost said that was pretty cool, but then I just stopped myself.
is the dad the main character in the show?
Yeah,
Not the kid?
the dad's the main character in the show. And there's
Oh.
like at times I'd be both the old and the young dad. So it'd be like same character, just kind of
Yeah.
yeah. But it was a lot of fun. Like I got to do this terrible southern accent, which was a lot of fun. What was funny about that show is though, I ended up marrying my actual cousin.
Ooh.
Okay.
So, so again, I just have weird, funny theater stories, right? As it so happens, I went to high school with my cousin, which I'm super grateful for, and she did theater too. She was much more the theater kid person than me. I never really identify with you because just I enjoy performing and like having a fun time. Honestly, I kind of messed with the techies more anyway, and like they were actually more chill with me. But neither here nor there. And as like when we got cast, we ended up getting, put in different casts basically, right? So like, okay, great. We both get to have this great senior year. We both get the lead. It's gonna be great. And then we're like, sure would suck if, either one of our, opposites got sick. And as it would have it, the last show we did, it was a Sunday matinee. The other Edward Bloom was just could not speak, could not sing, could not do a darn thing. So I ended up having to be a male lead with my cousin being the female lead, which, again, if you don't know the movie or the show, I end up like flirting with, my bride to be and traveling across the country and end up kissing, and then end up, eventually marrying this woman and having a kid at the same time. And when this is all with your cousin, it's a very interesting situation. So we ended up blocking everything where it's like, there's nothing super weird about it, but we joke about it all the time to this day. It cracks us up. Like it's awful and it's terrible. Like what makes it even funnier is like the show takes place in Alabama, right? And
I was gonna
yeah,
ask where you went to high school with like an Alabama joke, but I refrained. So
oh, I appreciate your maturity. I don't have that level of control right now.
Maturity.
I'll take
No,
it. I've never had
yeah.
to call mature in a long time. Long time
No,
listener,
yeah.
fan of the podcast.
Yeah, but yeah, show takes place in Alabama, and the guy that played our son was ginger, so genetically it made sense too. In that's.
Are you a ginger?
No, I am partially Irish, but I'm not a ginger. No, it's more like the kissing cousins thing than anything.
Got it.
Well, you almost did in the show.
There were people
was gonna-
taking bets on if we were actually going to kiss.
So you didn't have to kiss your cousin.
No, we did like a super cool. I picked it up. I forget the name of this place where it was, but it was like we just like touched foreheads basically, but kind of like staged
Yeah.
it sort of, But like we never like made any like motions as like yes we're kissing, we're making out, we're doing French style. Like no, none of that. It was just a very classy way of doing it. So.
I
course.
I did
Classy
have
as
to.
that can be.
Yes.
I had to do an onstage kiss my senior year in
Mm.
42nd Street, and the girl that I kissed was she had been like a good friend of mine since like first grade. There
Yeah.
was never any romantic anything. We were just like, I mean, like we did like daycares and shit together. We were like siblings almost. So it was very awkward.
Sure.
But like we did it. It was fine.
Right.
But it was
Yeah. And now you're married, right?
No, we boned a couple times.
No,
in
he
college,
he
but
saved
was
that. He saved that for a real family member.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You're the one from like northern Alabama, not me.
Hey man, real sad.
If only they made the college football playoff.
They're
Just kidding.
hypothetically undefeated.
Hypothetically, the SEC is undefeated in every match it's ever played.
Yeah. Look, if you only count the games that actually mattered.
Yes, which is all the games they've won.
I don't get these jokes. What happened?
Alabama did not make the college football playoff, and everybody was very mad about it. When I say everybody, I mean SEC fans.
Didn't the SEC lose a bunch of games in the college playoffs?
Yes, they all lost except for Texas, who wasn't in the SEC like 2 years ago.
Okay.
The only reason that Texas is in there is, well, because of Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Go Big Ten, I guess. Not really, but
College sports makes so little sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry. Any answer to any question you have, it's just the answer is money.
Is what?
pretty much.
Money.
Money.
Yeah.
Why is it this way? Why X, Y, and Z? Money. Money. Money.
Dollar bills, yo.
Money.
Cream. Cash rules everything around me. That's
Cash
right.
is
I'm with the
king.
youths.
So, what is your relationship with Jerome Peterson?
That's you say
Personal.
relationship. I don't have much of one aside from two instances. And this would have been, I think, I believe season 9 minor league. And we would have been on the what team was I at? It wasn't the Sandwiches. It was Frank's Little Beauties.
Yes, I was
And
about
I was-
to say I can tell the story if you forget.
yeah. There's so many Discord servers now. It's like, okay, which one? Shit. I gotta scroll all the way down. No, Frank's Little Beauties. And I forget what content. Like either I'd like
We were doing like it was like coffee golf tourney, or we were doing like some sort of like
Oh my god,
just
coffee
like
golf.
random
Yeah,
fucking.
Yeah, it's so
no,
old.
yeah.
It's only a year. So old.
I forgot about
Yeah.
both Coffee Golf and Frank's Little Beauties. To be
But
totally
we were
honest.
just we were doing some sort of like random fucking, I don't know, just like team event, you know?
I don't remember this team event. What are you talking about?
Like that's like
Or
I
just in
kept
just in general.
just in general, like, and I kept
Okay.
fucking pinging him instead of you.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that. Unfortunately, usually most of the pings I get these days are from a certain ping in the college baseball
Yeah.
server. We don't need to talk about that. No, but I remember like just throwing an absolute bitch fit because like I hate with a passion the Max Homer archetype. It drives me up a freaking wall. You cannot underestimate how much I hate that. And I think I said something in relation to like being the only Jerome as well, like just hitting max pitchers, and lo and behold, oh shit, no wait, this goes back to season 8. What am I thinking? Holy crap. So clearly I have brain problems. But it was the styrofoam cup. It's not the whatever it is in the minor leagues. I think it's the styrofoam cup or something. I ended up being the starting.
Yeah.
I ended up being the starting pitcher in the championship game for the Santa Barbara Scuba Divers. Was it?
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yep, Santa Rosa Scuba Divers. My bad. And I remember like letting up 4 runs or something, and I want to say that Jerome Peterson got like 3 RBIs, 2 home runs off of me, and I was pissed because I just hate Max homers with a passion. And I had forgotten a year later that it was Jerome Peterson that did that. And then after I just complained, he's like, "Oh, hey, that was me." And of course, both on Frank's Little Beauty, so it was real awkward for like a sec. But I think we're chill. I hope we're chill. But
He
But yeah,
literally
so-
had to change his name to not that Jerome.
Yeah.
Me. Like, not that Jerome Day, man. So every time I would type it, it'd be like, oh shit, not that one. Next one.
The other one.
Yep. God, yeah. So yeah, not a real relationship with them, but that was just a funny little thing, I guess.
I think you're the only 2 Jeromes in the league, as far as I'm aware.
I believe we are. Yeah, I can check on Pull Gang. I think we were like 2 of the 3 total Jeromes.
There's Jerome Garcia.
Yep, Jerome Garcia, and I
There's
don't believe he plays anymore.
There's something and then Jerome last name. Now I don't know how to pronounce that. It's Jeorjhe.
Yeah, it's like Jorge, like Jorge or something. But honestly, it might be pronounced Jorge.
Jorge Jerome.
Yeah, Jorge Jerome.
Maybe it
Peter,
is.
we don't have Umpot in here.
Yeah, we don't. I noticed.
I think
Shut
we
up.
joked about having it in here at some point. So because I think somebody joked about like setting their lineup from our server or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That would be really
Speaking of names,
fucking
how did
funny,
you
though.
guys end up picking your name? Now, if I can ask a question.
Sorry, that's
Are
not
we at
allowed.
that part of the show?
I
I
don't
guess
know.
we can be, honestly, because I'm getting a little drained. So
Ooh,
Sounds
I
good.
feel it.
spicy.
sorry. Okay, so the
How
first
about this?
Jerome
How
question
about
for the top
we?
5.
Yeah, instead of each telling it, because I think we've all told this story at least to each other. How about someone else tell the story of someone else?
Oh shit.
Oh, I can tell Leo's.
I'm
I
gonna
can
do
Oh,
also.
Stupidos.
Damn it, I could too.
I
I
can
know
also do
Stupidos.
yours.
What if we
Yeah, I was
all
gonna
just tell
say.
Leo's in a slightly different rendition? I have to guess which
Oh,
one's the real
no.
one.
I'll do Griff.
That's a really funny game though. There's a
Oh,
game
that would
that's
be
like that.
good.
There's an
Every-
NPR
every-
game show that does that, where
It's
they're like,
related.
"You like? Are you an NPR fan, Leo?"
No. Well,
No.
okay. I'm not a fan. I have no opinion.
What is that news?
I mean,
Or
I
whatever
don't know
the
what it
fucking
is.
kids say. What was that? What's that
I don't know
fucking
why
bullshit?
that was so
It's
funny
like,
to you, man, but that got
no,
me.
but it's like it's straight up like fucking high schoolers. Like if they see you looking at anything, but like if they see you looking at your phone, I swear to God, they just say, "What is that? TikTok or news? That looks like news." Like some shit. I feel like it was Leo who fucking said this once.
Unless you're like actively
Oh.
playing a game.
Yeah, if you're like not actively doing something, like what is that news or like
Or, like,
it's like the funniest way they
They're
said
2
it too.
years
Like
from voting. That's the problem.
yeah,
They're 2
yeah,
years
no
from voting.
shit. Of just like anything that's not like a 7-second video is just news. Like, first of all, that's not correct, ma'am.
Yeah.
So
Alright, somebody go.
Stupidos was at a someplace with his girlfriend,
Up
wife.
to a
I don't know
flying
where they were.
fucking start.
Yeah, and they're in a hot tub or something, and this
Close.
kid was like making fun of him and said like, "What are you, like a stupido Einsteiny?" And then left, and he just thought it was a funny name, and that's how he took that name.
That's good enough.
Baller.
That's accurate, I guess.
Yeah,
That
That
tracks.
got me. That got me. He was in a place and there was
and
a
he
kid.
made a decision.
Yep.
the kid made fun of him.
and
English
he
teacher,
made a
As
decision.
kids
What
will
is that?
do.
Okay,
News?
What is
okay,
that,
but
news?
okay, on that fucking note though, have I told you this? Have I said this fucking story about the people, the fucking teenage girls making fun of me on the fucking plane?
No.
Ooh,
Oh
go
my
ahead.
god. Okay,
Let's go.
You
listen
talk
to
to
this.
teenage
This
girls
is
on a plane?
so no,
Oh,
I
no.
didn't. That's the fucking problem. So like when we went to Arizona, like my girlfriend was already there, and I met her there, and so like I was flying down there by myself, whatever. Seeing on
Are
like
you
a
not allowed to
complete.
fly unassisted on a plane anymore?
Oh, no.
No.
Are you on a
Not
list?
if he's talking to
I'm
on
not.
a
I'm
list.
fine.
It's just more like, is
No,
Wendy like,
this was
next time I'm
this
gonna make
was
sure
an
I can
internal.
chaperone you so you
This
don't
was
get
like
hurt.
an internal, like, I was like, I can't fucking believe those little fucking shitheads. Like, okay, so I'm fucking sitting there on the plane, and I'm reading a book for school, and I'm like going through it to like pull out some like quotes from my thesis. So I'm like going through the book and like reading and like underlining shit and I'm like putting notes on my digital notebook, like, okay, like this page, blah blah blah. And it's like a big ass book because it's like a compilation of a shitload of like essays basically. It's fucking
Yeah.
like
It's academic work. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like there are 4 syllable words in this. Yeah.
yeah,
half
it's
the
like
page is
volume
citations.
5 of John Dewey's philosophy. Anyways,
Are you seriously
You told
doing
me to buy
John
the book
Dewey?
from?
yeah, I know.
That is the guy you told me to buy the book from. I haven't read it,
Yeah.
but I
That was
have it.
that was the book that I was reading. One of them, because
you're
there's like
reading
a bunch
John
of different
Dewey?
ones. Yeah, I
Why are
mean,
you
I
reading
love Dewey. I read a bunch of Dewey because he's all about
book-
like
book for
pragmatic
those wondering
industrial democracy.
The book for those wondering is Individualism,
Oh,
Old and
that
New
John
by
Dewey,
John
okay.
And
Dewey.
individualism old and new is like such a banger, and it's like absolutely hilarious too, because what these two like 12-year-old girls ended up saying was like so on point with individualism old and new, of like, so I'm sitting there and I have my headphones in, but I like in between songs I literally fucking heard them saying like, look at this fucking nerd reading a book. Or like something very similar to that. And it was just like,
Variation.
motherfucker.
You should have
Like,
been like, what do you mean nerd? I have my fucking nipples pierced. Education is cool. Go away.
First of all, they're in 6th fucking grade. And I know
Okay,
that
well, you
because I
can't
heard
say
them
that.
fucking talking.
can't
Yes.
say that.
Yeah,
And
majority, yeah.
I was imagining like little like college girls or something like that.
no, these were definitely like straight up 12-year-old girls. And I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, fuck these fucking bitches, dude. Like, first of all, like, if you read Individualism Old and New, you would fucking understand that your attitude is the fucking problem in the world. Like,
No,
I was
no,
just,
they wouldn't, Dayman. They would not understand that at
they
all.
would not. They would
They
not.
wouldn't understand
Literally, in
anything.
the time before they said that shit, before they fucking say that I'm basically like that I'm a fucking loser, they're literally saying they're like talking about things that 12-year-old girls talk about, of like, Sarah's talking to Jason now and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, you guys are fucking ridiculous. Like, and then I tell my girlfriend this shit. She goes, well, what book were you reading? And I show her and she goes, I would have called you a fucking nerd too.
I mean, yeah.
She has a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not out loud.
It's still, I still was just like walking out of the airplane. I was just like, I cannot believe that I just got fucking sauce thrown on me by fucking 6th graders. Like,
is there any profession that is simultaneously so like looked up to in like some weird abstract way and yet so looked down upon in the reality than being an academic? Like, yeah, they're supposed to like
what
come
is
up
that?
with
The
these great
news?
ideas that
What
we've
is
been talking about
news?
for 3,000 years. Yeah, I'd have called you a nerd too. The woman who loves you, who like touches your penis and like makes you food.
Whoa.
No,
You don't
no,
know
I'd have called
that.
you a nerd too. You
Whoa, whoa,
you
whoa,
loser.
whoa, 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 dude! It can be a man too. It can be a man.
You know, it's my
No,
partner.
his girl. I'm saying his girlfriend, the one who supports him.
Oh,
Throwing
gotcha,
him shit.
gotcha.
So, yeah, they do all these things for you, and they won't support your chosen career. I don't think my wife
I know.
or mother have read my dissertation or my master's thesis. I think my wife actually read some of my dissertation.
Do you want them to?
I offered it to them numerous times.
Important
to be
follow-up
fair-
question: are they literate?
Oh,
That's fair question. Yes,
Yep.
yes, they are both literate.
Okay, gotcha. Just checking all the bases. Just
my
checking.
mom's written several books, and I've read none of them.
Aren't they about ghosts?
Yes.
Do you believe in ghosts?
No.
I'll give
Would
you a
you
pass.
like to?
Did someone say, "Would you like to"?
What other questions might you have? Oh wait, no, we
We
did.
didn't finish.
We only did
one
Stupido.
person.
Yeah.
And then we started talking
so
about
Stupido, who are you
12-year-old
going to do?
girls.
I was going to do Griff
Oh shit, yeah.
because that one was easy. King Griffey Jr. is his favorite baseball player.
Yeah.
Oh, but why is it 16-bit?
Because the 90s is his
Because
favorite decade.
it was
Yeah.
that was like his
I'm
favorite
just-
game was or
Just making sure we got the whole story.
yep.
And in fairness, that was a banger of a game.
Was.
Dayman Nightman comes from his favorite show. It's always it's always sunny in Philadelphia. I don't
There
know
you go,
why I
boss.
wanted to say it's always rainy in Philadelphia. It's from a
That's
song.
the opposite.
It's the
Yes,
Seattle.
it's from a song. Dayman, Fighter of the Nightman, something like that.
It's in multiple episodes,
Oh.
but
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That's I mean the like I guess technically the original episode it's in is like this just one offshoot like little storyline where Charlie and Dennis want to make a band and Charlie starts singing the Dayman song and they're like, "Wow, that song didn't have like rape or spiders or anything in it." And But then in another episode, Charlie writes like a whole musical. And that's where like the full Dayman song and like the whole thing is it's like to propose to somebody. And they're like, why didn't nobody just write a fucking musical?
Okay, the last two left are Leo and myself.
Hello.
Leo's is easy. It's just a name he made when he was like 3 years old.
That's wrong.
That's not it at all.
He used a
It's close
online
enough.
German soccer list.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's close. That's closer. Damon, you're thinking
I
of
don't
my
remember that
actual
part.
username.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm thinking of like your actual Discord name.
Yeah, you're thinking of my Discord name that I came up with.
Okay, the German
It's
thing is
third
really
grade for Roblox.
it's that the Discord or the German thing is really funny because fucking
Mm.
Mark Spoon asking if you actually were is like the most
Of course.
hilarious shit
Yep.
ever.
Teddy still talks to you in German.
Of
He
course.
does. It's iconic.
Das ist
So-
gut.
So no one knows my name. The story behind my name.
It was a name you were using before. I know that. That you used
Oh,
some
shit.
online game, some mobile game that you then started a Discord server for.
What was that game called? I bet I can find it.
You're not too far off. I didn't pick the name. The name was given to me in my Google Play because you couldn't have a number anymore. They made you have a username.
Oh, so that was the option was
It was
chocolate
just like,
banana,
hey,
chocolate banana.
put in your username, and I'm like, I don't have one, and they're like, we'll generate you one. And I said, okay, and it was chocolate banana with a bunch of numbers, and the numbers got removed years ago.
Mm.
What game is this?
And then you added doctor because you were a doctor.
When I got my PhD, I added doctor.
You evolved.
I evolved.
Dr. Chalk Banana, first of his name.
As far as I'm aware.
Yes.
Maybe one day I'll be Master Stupido Einstein.
We're Stupido Einstein Esquire.
Nope.
Okay.
What about Stupido Oppensteiny?
Oh,
Good movie. Probably my favorite movie.
Really?
And it's Oppenheimer, yeah.
Got it.
It's
It's
not
a good
just
movie.
because Florence Pugh's bare chest is in it.
It's
Multiple
true.
times.
It's a sex scene. It's very integral to the plot.
Well, I mean, it kind of is. Well,
I mean, one of the
Yeah.
parts though is like
one of them is, yeah. The other ones are kind of.
one of them
I
is
got
like a made up important part. Like there's actually they could have just used the fucking real way that he got it instead of like some made up weird sex scene. But I mean, I'm
Actually,
not complaining.
No, I think that second one was important for a very different socio-political point. I mean, look, how many movies can you know where the dude hangs dong? All right, how can we ask for true
Dude
gender
hang-
equality if we don't let dudes
dude
hang
hangs
dong in
dong.
movies? Yeah,
We got you. And when does the dong hanging come in? Oh, we got rid of that. What?
what?
You gotta buy the director's cut for that.
Yeah, we actually changed the rating.
got that
What the fuck, you woke liberals and your bullshit? It's actually not because of woke liberalness at all. It's just because more people watch non-R-rated movies.
Can't even hang dong on movies anymore, man.
can't even
Can't
do
even
it. No.
hang dong.
I have to look her up. I don't even know what Florence Pugh looks like. Is she like specifically a hottie or something? Is that who you're into, Leo? Is that like she your lady?
I mean, she's an attractive woman. I wouldn't say she's
I
like
would say
the most
I mean, she's
attractive
not
woman in the
fucking
world.
gross. That's for
too
sure.
enjoy-
Yeah. I just like how the question was, are you into hot women? I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm just
I
like,
would- I
no,
would say
actually.
so,
I don't know if she's a hot woman or not.
I would say
Because if
she
she's
is
not,
an
you're not
attractive
interested.
woman. Yes,
Yeah, she's pretty.
she's 5'4".
I too enjoyed Asteroid City for the
plot.
plot. Yes.
Yes.
Asteroid City.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
haven't
which
seen
one-
that.
which one is
she
the
in
plot? The
Don't-
left one or the right
isn't
one?
she in Don't Worry,
Oh,
Darling?
Scarlett
too?
Johansson's in that.
Yeah,
There you go.
Scarlett.
Yeah,
Scarlett.
Florence Pugh's Don't Worry, Darling. Yeah.
ScarJo. She's also in Midsummer.
Oh yeah.
Jerome, what other questions might you have for the top 5 while we're a captive audience for you?
Too.
No, yeah. Top of my dome, I got one specific for Chalk Banana. And this has actually been something that's been not bothering is the wrong word, but it's just been back in my mind, and like I wasn't sure if I should DM you, and I just really think that the fans are asking. Like, what is the ratio of chalk to banana? Is it like 50-50? Is it like 75-25? Or is it just like 100% chalk, 100% banana with like nuts,
That's
fudge,
200%
French
man.
vanilla, and a cherry on top? You know, like I think the fans want to know.
So this has been discussed at various times across various communities, and the common misconception is that I'm a banana covered in chocolate. That's the common misconception.
Okay.
The uncommon one.
The chocolate is integral to who I am as chalk banana.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't like take off your skin and be like, there's Jerome and there's Jerome's skin. It's not skim Jerome S. Peterson. it's Jerome S. Peterson. So
hey,
like
he's a
when
Max Homer. I understand why the skin is off.
Yeah. So like I didn't really follow that one because I'm not clear on what just happened there, but that's okay because I'm really just trying to like focus on I don't know how to articulate clearly that the chocolate in chalk is integral to the chalk banana. Like it's not an add-on. It's not a condiment or a topping.
Okay.
It is an essential part of the chocolate banana who I am now, and I do refer to myself as the banana. Like I'm a happy banana, or this banana's having a rough day. But in the same way, like I'd refer to myself as like a dude, or my people call each other by their last name or something like that. Like that's how it goes. And Stupido has a whole family like name for everybody in my family that is
I do.
various forms of bananas. So like we're all the bananas, but the chalk is an integral part of who I am as a person. So the ratio of chocolate to banana is the ratio of flesh and bone to you as Jerome S. Peterson.
What is happening?
Wow. I think the meds have kicked in.
Oh, I need to actually know.
I mean, he's now calling me Jerome Peterson, so the meds have kicked in a while ago.
Jerome S Monroe. Sorry.
Fever might be peaking.
Wait, you've just been messing up on this? I thought you were like trying to throw him under the bus or something this entire time. Like, yeah, I'll roll with it. He's a Max Homer, But no.
Wow. I wonder if Jerome Peterson listens to the podcast, and if so, sorry.
He's about
Jerome.
to.
Yeah.
If he does, you're gonna hear from him.
Yeah.
Or his lawyers.
Our lawyers will, yeah. CT, get ready.
Always the fucking lawyers. So yeah, so I appreciate you bringing that up. I appreciate the opportunity to clarify.
Okay, gotcha. Because like for me, like what was in my head initially was it's not so much like it's like again separate chalk banana. It's like it's kind of like how when you like milk a brown cow, you get chocolate milk. It's like if you pick a banana from a brown banana tree, you get like a chocolate flavored banana. Like it's just an integral part of it, So I think like I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. So and I tell you what, you hit the major portion of it, which is like the integrity, the integralness, the essentiality of both the chocolate and the banana to my being as who I am.
The essence of it. Yeah.
The ontological question of like what is a chalk banana is very, very similar to what we've been talking about. Like what's a human? What is God? I mean, it's the mystery of the Trinity, really, in Catholic theology. It's 6 of one, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. The important thing is that there's a Trinity. That's what's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The chalk is begotten from a banana, and the banana is begotten from the doctor.
Yeah. Begotten, not made, one being with the doctor. So
is Dr. Chocolate Banana a featherless biped, or is that?
That's really offensive, and I can't believe you would say that to me as a friend.
Oh yeah, well here we are.
Can we make a game
say
that's
yes
rock,
or
paper,
no,
scissors that's Dr. Chocolate Banana?
You should, but I don't know which part is.
Yeah, we'd have to come up with
part
the rules.
Beats what?
Yeah. I got to tell you, the holder of chocolate banana often beats himself, so that's how it works.
Oh my god!
And you are your own enemy.
That's a good one.
So happy to be here, guys. So happy to be here.
I really enjoyed that joke. I'm really trying not to laugh too hard so I don't cough everywhere.
That's what I'm. Trust me, I'm trying not to. There you go.
Yep. I'm glad you
Yeah.
got that one, Leo, after saying such offensive things about my people. Okay. After that one, Damien's probably going to cut most of that. Do you have any other questions for us, Jerome? Are you doing okay?
No, I'm doing great. I could keep going not all night, but like I could keep going for a while, honestly. If you have any more questions for me, or just would you rather's, or I don't know, things about baseball, things not about baseball.
Whatever comes to your mind.
Who's your favorite real life team?
Ooh, favorite real life. If you're talking favorite real life team, this one's easy.
What I
It'd be the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oof.
Well, that's a team.
Yeah,
Not
it is a
ideal.
team. Look, so born and raised in Wisconsin, that's 100% where that comes from. But even that being said, with the oof, like I remember when the best player we had was Ryan Braun, and then he got like what was it, suspended for steroids, and then we had like 100 losses or something.
I've never done steroids in my life.
And then he
Cue
threw
positive
the
steroid test.
He threw the
He
testy
clearly-
guy under the bus and got him like fired after like.
Yeah, remember he threw that. Remember he did that whole like speech thing, and it was like everybody was like,
I'm a
"What
man
are
of
you
integrity."
doing? Just take the 80-game suspension, dog. Just take it."
Like I remember that. I remember our bet, like the first time we made playoffs in like 40 years was when we hired mercenary CC Sabathia. Should have retired his jersey, by the way, for that, but that's neither here nor there. So like going from like sub 500 seasons, pretty much their entire existence, to like we're in the playoffs consistently now. I'm happy as a fan. I'm always like, if you're in the game, you always got a shot. So it could be a lot worse. It could be, like the Chicago White Sox. So
That is rough.
or the Sacramento, Reno, Vegas A's of Oakland, or whatever they are now.
Also rough.
No, but yeah, go Burst. Best tailgate in the league.
Lovely stadium. I did my bachelor party there. We went to Milwaukee.
Nice.
Had a good time.
Yeah. I love tailgating there. Like baseball's not my go-to sport, but it's always a fun time going there, having like pick how many beers you want to drink and then go into the stadium and then not buy a single thing. It's great.
What is your go-to sport?
Go-to sports, definitely pro football, NFL for sure. Then after that, go Pack Go.
Oh, okay. I don't have a team anymore, so I actually don't even know. Do you guys like pro football?
Yes,
I
go
do
Vikings.
not.
Did you say go Vikings?
Yep.
Minnesota Nachos. Never mind. Yeah.
Yep. Why do you think I'm going to be a Cowboys fan? Gross.
I don't know what you would be. Texans.
God love him.
Yeah.
No, it would definitely be Cowboys for
no,
Leo.
I hate Houston.
Yeah. It would definitely be Cowboys for Leo.
Are you a Seahawks fan, Dayman?
Of course.
Okay.
As you're all saying your team names, I was picturing like different tragedy that I've seen on live TV occurring to my team.
Oh yeah, naturally.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I just think it's weird that the 2014 NFC Championship never happened. Like that was really weird.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Dude, it's like the main reason that I will watch too is like my dad is like a huge Seahawks fan. And
gotcha. Okay.
my uncle has season tickets and a bunch of my family lives in Seattle, but
gotcha.
One of my sisters is like a massive Packers fan, and it causes issues.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
The 2014 NFC Championship was where I think it was at Lambeau, and we had like a 24-something lead, and then there was Brandon Bostic onside kick. And we kept going for field goals on the 1-yard line, and we missed out on a Brady Rodgers Super Bowl, and I don't think any of us ever covered since. So.
And Aaron Rodgers, literally, that hurt him so bad that he turned into the biggest piece of shit ever.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers just sucks.
He literally was like, "Oh my God, I lost. I'm just gonna be a horrible person."
He makes me like Tom Brady. That's how terrible Aaron Rodgers is.
Yeah, literally. I'm
sorry, man.
I'm sorry. I'd feel that.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And I will always be thankful for what he did as a player. And then off the field, though, it's just nonstop entertainment. Now that he's on another team, it's quite nice. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a few Cardinals that are that way, and you're just like, yeah, I really liked you, like Jim Edmonds. Some of the most amazing moments in the 2000s, but just don't want to have to listen to him or talk to him or
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how like a lot of like, I mean, me specifically, but like people felt the same way when like with Robbie Ray on the Mariners. Everybody was like, I don't mind you playing, but like, shut your fucking mouth. And nobody fucking cares what you have to say about like vaccines and shit, dude. Like nobody.
Like they're not saying shut up and dribble, but they're getting pretty close to it at times.
Yeah, it's like it's like you can have an opinion, but don't act like you have a fucking degree in fucking chemistry or like you're a medical professional and thus you can say like the MLB's fucking stupid and here's why. Facebook told me like you're fucking dumb. Like if that is how it is, like
the MLB is stupid for plenty of reasons. You don't need to make that more.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sorry, you didn't get drafted to the NFL because you got good fucking grades and you're smart and can think coherently. If anything, you got drafted for the opposite fucking reason and your brain's mush because some other dude who's 400 pounds bashes you in the fucking forehead every day. See you next Sunday, everybody.
So clearly we've touched a nerve.
I really feel like see you next Sunday needs to be the end of the podcast. You gotta cut it right there. On a classic Dayman rant.
One and done.
There you
go.
But I will say, in case he doesn't, Jerome, thank you very much for joining us. Sorry to get your name wrong so many times.
It's okay. Jerome Peterson enjoyed the plug. I'm no doubt.
Yes.
We'll put it in post. We'll fix it in post.
Yeah, I asked about him because he responded to my look for stats, in Maine. And I was like, oh, yeah, there's another Jerome. So that's how content gets made here. Just randomly looking at walls and shit. All right. I have to go lay down.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Jerome, thanks.
Have a good one.